Right, what's thick and white and comes in your hamburger? No, it's not mayonnaise. It's a McDonald's employee and his name is Steve. Steve Easterbrook, the worldwide CEO of McDonald's, has been fired for having a consensual relationship with a colleague. Consensual. So that means it was... Look, Steve's been the CEO for 5 years. He's only 52 years old. Under his command since 2015, the company's share price doubled. Wow. He's the guy who invented all-day breakfast. He's clearly been having too much of that all-day action at head office. What the hell, man? Easterbrook is actually divorced. He's a single guy. He's loving it, but just a little bit too much. The board fired the CEO and the head of HR too because he knew about it and covered it up for his mate. Look, these guys were in contravention of the policy that they wrote themselves earlier this year and launched amidst much fanfare because of the Me Too movement. The policy specifically said the CEO was not allowed to have a relationship with anyone employed by the company, but he did. But don't worry, Easterbrook is leaving with a very generous Happy Meal. Severance package, shares worth $37 million. Sheepers, how many South African rand is that? That's like R500 million. Jeez Louise. Imagine how much he would have earned if he'd stayed in his lane and enjoyed the full package of the top job. Billions and billions. Yes, you've probably noticed there's this thing going around at the moment on social media where if an older person is just being tiresome, you just say, okay, boomer. As in, thanks, grandpa, see you around. Now, just to be perfectly clear, a boomer, or as the term used to be known, a baby boomer, that's the full version, is someone born between the years 1946 and 1964, which of course is the people who grew up after World War II and experienced this peace and economic expansion and so on and so forth. Their parents, of course, were called the quiet generation. You don't have to ask why. The great thing about this okay boomer meme is you can apply it to absolutely everyone and everything. So, for example, I see this week that billionaire hedge fund manager Ray Dalio writes this opinion piece called "The World Has Gone Mad and the System is Broken." And instead of having to exactly bother about what he's on about or interest rates, growth, what, you can just ignore the old fart and say, yes, okay, boomer. Or when Warren Buffett, supposedly one of the world's best investors, says he's sitting on cash in that oddly named conglomerate that he runs called Berkshire Hathaway. Cash, $128 billion worth of cash, and because he can't find anything good to buy at a reasonable price, you know what we say?
Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer. Look, Buffett was born in 1930, but whatever, okay, boomer. Or when Boris Johnson says that voting for anything other than Tory will turn your dog into a Muslim or Stalin.
Okay, boomer.
Thank you. Or when Donald Trump says the Paris Accord is evil and you should leave. And the US is withdrawing because the best thing, just roll your eyes and okay, boomer. Maybe the US can come back into the sensible club of nations when it has a younger president one day. Alternative medicine. What is that anyway? You know, people are really strange. They pay for all kinds of non-registered diet supplements and odd personal advice routines and so on and so forth. But this story takes the cake. Look at that. Here's a woman who says you're fat because you use shampoo and your shampoo contains obesogens.
What?
Obesogens. Yes, her name is Eleni Chechopoulos, and she's a wellness influencer on Instagram. And she told her followers that shampoo is what causes weight gain. She actually calls herself a gut and hormone nutritionist. She's from California, of course, and she has the Instagram handle Keep Your Kefi. She has 11,000 followers. Keep your kefi. What does that mean? She alleges that these obesogens are chemicals that disrupt how your body creates and stores fats, and that they're found in shampoo, toothpastes, grocery store receipts, shower curtains, makeup, perfume, and so much more. Good God, what about the obesogens in the food from McDonald's? No obesogens there, I'm sure. Anyway, it turns out she's selling a subscriber-only module on how to avoid the obesogens which disrupt your skin microbiome and cause the fatness. She also advises avoiding anything with the word fragrance, MSG, and plastic water bottles. This is all clearly bullshit.
Okay, boomer.
Fuck off, man.